pyramids are perhaps one of history's most profound mysteries, still not fully unveiled to this day. Every so often, they present us with astonishing secrets. For instance, last May, Egypt's Department of Antiquities discovered a sealed, hidden corridor inside the Great Pyramid, measuring 30 feet in length and 6 feet in width. This corridor lies on the northern side of the Pyramid of Khufu.
I've always thought that the burial chamber of King Khufu hasn't been discovered yet, and I believe that there is a great possibility that the tunnel is protecting something.
The true purpose of this corridor, or what might lie beyond its sealed doors, remains unknown to this day. It's worth noting that back in 2017, another mysterious corridor was discovered inside Khufu's pyramid, extending about 98 feet in length. The purpose of this passage, too, remains unresolved to this day. Although it's commonly believed that the pyramids were built as tombs for the pharaohs to honor their journey into the afterlife, the true intention behind these grand structures continues to be questioned. Interestingly, no mummies have ever been discovered inside the pyramids. While the mummies of many Egyptian pharaohs were found in the tombs within the Valley of the Kings, these vaults are located quite a distance from the pyramids. This naturally raises the question, if the pyramids weren't meant as burial sites, then why was the Great Pyramid of Giza built over a span of 20 years, using 2 million stones, each weighing between 2.5 and 80 tons, reaching a height equivalent to a 42-story building? In response to this question, renowned mechanical engineer Christopher Dunn has provided a deeper analysis. In his book, The Giza Power Plant, Technologies of Ancient Egypt, he illustrates how the structures and carvings around the pyramids were crafted with remarkable precision. Dunn also presents a compelling argument for the pyramids being used as a power-generating center, suggesting a purpose far beyond that of a royal tomb. In his book, Christopher Dunn attempts to show how various chambers within the pyramids might have been used to generate electrical energy. His claims aren't baseless. Traces of explosions and chemical residues were found on the walls of several pyramids from that era. Additionally, large cracks and damage marks were discovered, raising the question, how could such deep fractures appear on stones weighing nearly 300 tons without the application of intense force? Dunn's theory suggests that these structural damages may have been caused by powerful energy processes within the pyramids. Additionally, the deep cracks and damaged sections around the King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid, as well as the surrounding sarcophagus, remain a mystery. The internal chambers of the pyramid, known as the King's Chamber and Queen's Chamber, were built using a rare type of granite called rose granite, which was transported to Giza from miles away. Interestingly, rose granite contains silicon dioxide, or quartz. Quartz has a fascinating property. When compressed or expanded, it generates an electric charge, a phenomenon known as piezoelectricity. This unique characteristic suggests that the choice of materials may have been purposeful, potentially related to the pyramid's function as a source of energy. Quartz is something we commonly find in modern devices like TVs, clocks, and GPS systems. Remarkably, about 85% of the rose granite in the King's and Queen's chambers is composed of quartz. Additionally, the tunnels and passageways connecting these internal chambers also contain significant amounts of quartz. This abundance of quartz in these crucial areas raises intriguing possibilities about the intentionality behind its use, possibly hinting at an ancient understanding of energy that aligns with the piezoelectric properties of quartz. If proper pressure is applied to the quartz-filled granite, it has the potential to generate a significant amount of electricity. However, archaeological studies and chemical samples from the secret chambers suggest something more complex might have been at play. One such chamber, especially the Queen's Chamber, is thought to have been used for chemical reactions, potentially to produce hydrogen. This idea hints at an advanced and deliberate design, where chemical processes within the pyramid may have interacted with the piezoelectric properties of quartz, possibly to generate or harness energy. More detailed information is needed on how it was made. First, the two shafts inside the pyramid converge at the Queen's Chamber. Hydrochloric acid came from the northern shaft, while hydrated zinc chloride came from the southern shaft. When these two chemicals combined, they produced hydrogen. This hydrogen gas flowed from the Queen's Chamber along a horizontal passage to the Grand Gallery, which was made of rose granite. The hydrogen gas exerted pressure on the granite, resulting in the generation of electricity. Now let's look at a different perspective. The genius of history's most unfortunate inventor, Nikola Tesla. Whether it was quickly solving complex calculus problems or competing with Thomas Alva Edison, whether it was the invention of alternating current or his obsession with the number 3, analyzing the flow of these events reveals just how extraordinary Nikola Tesla was as a character. Although many of his inventions were stolen, he dedicated his entire life to the pursuit of science. This pursuit is connected to the pyramids. Surprised? Nikola Tesla, despite being involved in various research throughout his life, had 3 particularly important inventions: the induction motor, alternating current, AC, and the hydroelectric power system. Along with these technologies, which are usable for miles, he also conducted extensive research on wireless power supply. However, after securing the funding, Tesla resumed work on the Wharncliffe Tower. But since it was an extremely costly experiment, the money provided by Morgan quickly ran out. As Tesla reached the final stages of the experiment, he sought Morgan's assistance once again to complete the entire project. However, by this time, Morgan had learned Tesla's true intentions. Not only did he refuse to provide more funds, but he also abruptly shut down the entire project, abandoning the Bridge of Conduct. Another important point to note is why J.P. Morgan chose not to invest further in the project. There were additional reasons behind this decision. First, he was the owner of General Electric. Additionally, he owned copper mines that supplied the copper used in Tesla's project. He was also the owner of rubber farms and factories, which provided insulation for the wires used in the project. He was also the owner of timber mills that produced telegraph and electricity poles. Additionally, he owned coal mines that served as fuel for the power plants in Tesla's project. Morgan clearly understood that if Tesla's project received funding and Wharncliffe Electricity was established, all of his businesses would be adversely affected. For this reason, he stopped the funding and took measures to ensure that others would not assist Tesla either. Nikola Tesla was effectively sidelined. Subsequently, Morgan provided funding to Edison and Marconi. Unsurprisingly, their fortunes flourished immensely, while Tesla gradually became destitute under the burden of debt. By 1915, Tesla had accumulated so much debt that the bank canceled his Wharncliffe project. In 1917, the tower was completely demolished. The tragic aspect here is that if he had received the proper funding to complete his work, many questions could have been answered. We would have learned whether the pyramids truly functioned as giant power sources, and he could have revolutionized the world by discovering free wireless electricity. With Tesla's death in 1943, all information related to this invention gradually faded away. Over time, if the Wharncliffe Tower experiment had been successful and energy had truly been generated using the Earth's vibrations, the entire world would have benefited from this electrical power. However, since misfortune had shadowed Nikola Tesla throughout his life, it is accepted that in the end, this project came to an unfortunate demise. The people of the world, we have been deprived, and along with this, the following questions remain relevant. Who wanted to use the pyramids as energy plants? And why did they attempt to do so? Why did this process suddenly come to a halt? Why was electricity becoming necessary for people in earlier times? Questions upon questions continue to pile up, but the answers remain elusive. However, yes, there will be more episodes about the pyramids coming regularly on Discovery 2.0. Subscribe and stay tuned for Discovery 2.0.